Welcome in. We are here today to work on hands. I've gotten asked quite a few times, how the heck do you draw a hand? Oh, don't mind that. Cut myself at work. But we'll be drawing hands today. And we'll do a couple different versions of hands in different positions. And we'll kind of just go from there. And then we'll show you the basics of that so that we can draw some pretty cool looking hands. We'll start off with this style of hand. First of all, I think when learning how to draw hands, I think it's going to be very important to learn how to draw cylinders. So up here in this top corner, I'm going to show you what a cylinder looks like. It's just a circle like that, and it's connected to another circle. These are going to be like see-through cylinders. Okay, it has a top and it has a bottom. I think these are going to be very great to learn how to do these and learn how to rotate these. Okay, the more flatter that the circle looks, the more facing you that it is. Okay, so we have to learn how to draw cylinders, okay, in all types of aspects. Facing us, not facing us, turning to the right, turning to the left. Okay, so we have one facing the left, one facing the right. This is slowly turning. Okay, and then when we start placing these together, these are going to mimic the joints in our fingers. Okay, so if I would cut my hand right here, and I would take this piece off, we would be left with a cylinder shape like that, and that's how we'll be doing fingers and things like that. So we want to take the hand. We want to start off with a basic hand. Okay, this hand is going to be we'll do something relatively simple. We'll do a hand that is pointing up like this. We'll do a hand that is pointing up like this. Okay, guys, this is going to be the result that we're looking for. A finger that's pointed up with 3 fingers bent over. This is going to be the first hand that we're going to do. Okay, and we're going to do this by doing some basic shapes here. Okay, guys. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to start off with starting off with a pretty big rectangle here. Pretty big rectangle. This is how we're going to build. We're going to build our hand with basic shapes. And you'll see that is a rectangle there. That is a rectangle there. I don't want to draw too dark. Maybe I have to draw darker just so it'll appear up on the screen, but this is what we got here, okay? Matter of fact, here, let me do this real quick. I believe if I put that on there, I could show you. Okay, we'll just leave it like that for now. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, this is gonna be a big rectangle, okay? Rectangles, we're gonna represent that palm area. Then what we're gonna do is inside here, we're gonna put a joint for his pointer finger, and then we're gonna do it's gonna basically go up 1, 2, and 3. So right, our finger has 3 sections, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so we're gonna go 1, 2, and 3, and basically what we could do here is start building our cylinder shape. Start building our cylinder shape. Okay, cylinder 1, cylinder 2, and then ultimately to your cylinder 3. But instead of being flat, we're just gonna round it off at the top. Okay, just like that. As we come down, this will be the back side of the hand that we're looking at here. Back side of the hand coming down. So this means that our thumb joint has to be somewhere in front, right? So what we'll do is we'll put a thumb knuckle here. This is your big part of the knuckle. And with the thumb, it only has 2 joints. So we have 1, 2, right? So we could do 1 and then 2, okay? And then we're gonna just shape this together. Shape this together here. And again, this is going to change. Again, you could do your cylinders. This is going to change shape. This is just bringing shape in here. and then we're gonna change it into some structure in a minute. Okay, so this is how I draw hands, right? And then we'll just go ahead and give them a wrist that comes down. So right now we have the thumb and the pointer finger. We're gonna need a knuckle back here for the bent finger. So again, each one of our fingers has 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 joints. So these are all gonna have 3 joints. So 1, 2, and then the third one. It's gonna be up here, but it's gonna be bending over. It's gonna be bending over. And we'll show you the picture, the finished picture somewhere on the screen here. Okay, here's another one. We're gonna do another joint here and another joint there. Okay, hopefully this is making sense so far. Hopefully we're not freaking anybody out. So right now we're building a basic shape of the hand. Basic shape of the hand. Okay, and what we're gonna do with this is we're gonna start to shape it into what we want it to be. Okay, so this one here is gonna have a hand that's there. Okay, so now that we have our basic shape here for the hand, this is where things start to get really interesting. Now you have to use your imagination. We've built the structure. I know it looks kind of wonky, right? But now we're gonna lighten it so that we could draw on top of it. We're gonna take our kneaded eraser. Trust the process here, guys. And we're gonna make it into a little snake. And then we're gonna go ahead and just lighten it up. Just like that, so that we could draw on top of it. And now this is where things are gonna start to take shape because we have this structure here. So now all we do here is we just figure out where we want everything to be, where the knuckles are gonna be at, where the thumb is gonna be at, all that good stuff. All right, so here we go, let's take shape here. So we'll start up here at the tip. Tip of the finger is always round, always round. And then we're gonna come down to that first joint, something like that. Coming down to that second joint, something like that. And then down to where it connects to the hand here. All right, and then we're gonna go back of the hand like we said. And now this is where the thumb is at. The thumb, we'll draw the thumb in here because this is in the forefront. This is in the forefront of the hand here. So you're gonna see this. You're gonna see this in front of those other 3 fingers. So let's bring in some wrinkles here in the hand, the big pad part of that hand, like that. Very nicely done here, and then a nice little wrist. Okay, so here that knuckle is just gonna be represented by a couple little things like that. Brought in by an edge of that thumb. Nice little kind of flat or front of the thumb here. Something like that. And then we'll give him a nice little nail. Nice little nail that we can look at. All right. There's the thumb. Okay. Then we're gonna connect the middle finger here. This is finger number 2. Knuckle number 2 here, coming across to knuckle number 3, and then bringing this down. So the front part of this is gonna look and appear flat because that's the edge of the nail there, just like that. We'll do the same thing here. Same thing here, but this will just be the tip of the finger that you see here with the nail, and then the same thing here, tip of the finger here, rounded over with that nail showing through. And then let's just give him a nice palm there, and then he's got his wrist here. So this is where basically we're at with hand number 1. We could always come in here and show some relative shading real quick, just so we could see kind of what things look like here. Give it a little bit of shading, just to give it some shape. Just to give it some shape here. All right, and this is how you would draw hand number 1, right? Hand number 1, not too bad. We could get away with that, okay? And we're gonna build the rest of our hands the exact same way, Let's try a hand that is facing us. Something more along the lines of like that, facing us. Let's try it. We'll do that one here. And what we'll do here is, again, building with our box color, our box part of the hand, which is this part here. Let's see here. We'll do like a rectangle. How about a rectangle here? Something like that. This is a rectangle here. Just like that. Give them a joint, one joint there. Let's just place our fingers on here. This is where the joints are gonna be at. And joint number 3 there. So we have where the thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and pinky finger. All right, so let's start shaping these up. These are gonna be a little bit, they're gonna appear a little bit shorter because they're facing us. But this one's gonna be a cool one here. Let's bring out this thumb. Just watch how these start to take shape here. Watch how these just start to take shape, these cylinders that we were talking about. When we learn how to draw these cylinders. Cylinders are great practice for drawing hands, guys. And a lot of other things, but if you could get yourself to practice something, this could be a little boring at times, but I will tell you this, guys, that it's going to serve you a great purpose to learn how to do these cylinders. Again, cylinder number 1 going into cylinder number 2, and then cylinder number 3 is just round. Right? Here we go. We'll do cylinder again here. The base of that knuckle goes up into cylinder 1. We'll turn this knuckle here into cylinder 2. And then tip of that finger is just round. And again, the more you guys do this, the better you guys will get at it. Right? The more you do anything, I don't even care if you don't like it, the better you will get at it. So just practice. A lot of people ask me on my TikTok page, well, how can I become a better artist? How can I become a better artist? And really the only answer to that is practice. And I know it's a very boring answer, but it is really the only answer that's going to work. There's no magic pill that you could take or anything like that. You really do have to just put in practice. Look how we just drew that. And then we'll just bring in some shape here by, again, taking our kneaded eraser, and we'll just erase some of these crazy lines, structure that we built here. And it just lightens it up. That's all we're doing. All we're doing is lightening it up. Okay, guys? Don't freak out. Don't be like, oh my God, I don't know what he's doing. Just take it easy. Everything's going to be okay. All right. So what we're going to do here is, you know what? Let's even put how about this? How about we put a little bit of a forearm in the background? A little bit of a forearm in the background. That'll just be easily done like this. Just the idea of a forearm. Kind of like this weird, I don't know, heart shape, I guess you could call it. And that's just the shape of a forearm in the background, right? And that also could be mimicked by a giant cylinder, right? If we wanted it to be. Cylinders, best friends here. Cylinders are our best friends. So let's go ahead with this one and let's figure out the shape of this one. How about that? How would we figure out and we darken in all these different shapes for this hand. All right, so this is where things are gonna start to take shape here. Again, just taking these structures that we've built here already and putting in where our bends are gonna be at. Our bends. Just like that. Coming down the thumb area here, creating that bottom pad of the thumb, just like that. And then the palm area is right here, connected to this palm area. Something like that. We'll connect this pinky here, like that. Go ahead and grab this guy here. This is knuckle number 1. And again, guys, I cannot tell you this, guys, enough. Practice, practice, practice. 20 minutes a day. 20 minutes a day. Practice a pair of hands, practice cylinders, practice basic shapes. Because when we learn how to break these images down into basic shapes is when we start to be able to draw at such an easier mind frame. When we can understand these things, when we can understand the images, these complex images, when we're drawing superheroes, when we're drawing Disney characters, it doesn't matter what you are drawing. All that matters is that you're able to break them down in your head to those easier shapes. That is really where it's all going to boil down to. And then his wrist is back here. That's the little arm there. Arm in the background. Something like that. And again, we could shades and things like that. That's hand number 2. Who would have thought? Hand number 2 is now complete. How about we do hand number 3? Can we do hand number 3 without absolutely bombing? Let's see. Hand number 3, right down here. This hand is gonna look a little bit more contorted. Let me see if I can mimic. It's just gonna be bending down and kind of fingers up. Kind of like, I can't do it because I'm not standing on that side, but a little more like this. Kind of like this. A little more contorted of a hand. And again, the same thing we're going to do here with building shapes. Building shapes. Guess what shape we're going to use here to start off the hand. You guessed it. A rectangle. Just like all of our other pieces. All of our other pieces start off with a rectangle to draw that pad. The pad of the hand. Okay, with this one, we'll go ahead and just give him, maybe the wrist is going this way. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and give him his thumb joint here, with his thumb coming this way. Okay, we're going to give him 1 knuckle here, 1 knuckle here, 3rd knuckle there. 4th knuckle you're not going to be able to see because it's going to be behind the other side. I'll show you what that's going to look like in a minute. So we're going to go 3 knuckles, 4th knuckle is somewhere back here behind the hand that you won't see. Okay, and all we're doing is again building these cylinder shapes. So we're gonna go here, build a cylinder, and we're building our thumb, our cylinder thumb here. Again, and all I'm doing is doing these cylinders up here, just in a very small form down here. Cylinder. Okay. And then we have his thumb. It's just barely peeking through down there. Okay, again, you'll see these shapes start to take shape. Or these fingers start to take shape in a minute. Fingers will start to take shape in a minute. Let's do cylinder. Cylinder, right? And all a cylinder is just two ovals connected with two lines. And then we got a cylinder coming down, right? And then we have a cylinder going a little bit into the abyss there. Then we have here, this one's just going to be cylinder, and that's pretty much it. The cylinder is bent there, it's bent down. And then this one here, we'll just do a simple little bloop, just like that. And then here, we'll do the same thing. Now that we have our shapes that turned into a sketch, we're now going to turn that into structure. So again, lighten that up just a little bit. Lighten that up just a bit here. Just like that. That was a little bit too light, but you'll get the gist right here. Let's go ahead and let's get this wrist put in here. Just a little bump followed by another bump of a finger, and then knuckle number one, bloop, bloop, bloop. Knuckle number two, bloop, bloop. And then followed by just a little bump there. And these are all just connected by these little lines. Nothing too crazy, guys. Nothing too crazy. It's all part of the game here. It's all part of the game. All right, and then the little thumb area here is going to be brought in by just some simple shapes, connecting all these things, thinking of the shape of the hand and the thumb coming down there. That, a little bit of this, maybe there's a little shade right here. Wrist also could be a cylinder in itself. Knuckles, things like that. Very, very cool. Very, very cool little setup. And again, you guys could practice this too. You guys are blue in the face. Don't hold your breath. Don't hold your breath there. All right, let's do a couple more. We'll do two more over here. Underside of the hand. It's a little bit different. We'll be looking at the hand kind of like this. Okay, so let's take that image. And let's go ahead and bring this out again. What are we starting with here? We're starting with that square, simple pad of the hand, right? Simple pad of the hand. And this time we'll make his wrist come out this way. Wrist, remember we're looking at underneath the hand. So wrist, pad, fingers, thumb. So wrist, pad, and then we'll go ahead and give him fingers. We'll give him one pinky here, ring finger, middle finger, pointer finger, and then we'll give him thumb, pad right there. Okay, pretty simple stuff. All right, we'll do this one a little bit faster. Just building these cylinders. Okay, building the cylinders and the shapes. Building the cylinders and the shapes here. Okay. Cylinder number one, cylinder number two, and then the edge of the finger here. Here we go, cylinder number one, cylinder number two, and then the edge of the finger there. Again, all this is going to take shape in a second. Cylinder number one, cylinder number two, and then this one we'll do the finger kind of poking at us a little bit here. I'll show you. kind of poking at us here. Again, we got just like that. Maybe some ridges in the hand. Okay. Basic shapes turn into a sketch, and now let's give it some structure. Let's lighten it up. Let's lighten it up. And now let's give it, all right, let's have some fun. All right, let's do this one, sketch this one out a little bit faster. We'll do the thumb first, since it is in the foreground, shaping the thumb. Remember, if you gotta peek at your thumb, peek at your thumb. All right. Couple little wrinkles and the pad, just like that. And again, guys, the more that you guys do this, the better you guys will get at it. Bringing in the wrist. And then we're going to start with finger number 1. Coming down. Rounded. Wrinkle. And then back at the pad of the hand here. Same thing here. Wrinkle, done. I mean, these are going to get more and more simpler for you guys, because you guys are going to be just practicing, and the more that you look at these things, the more you will see the basic shapes start to pop out at you. And this is how we turn a complex image from what appears to be a complex image to a very simplistic image in our brain, because all we're seeing, we're turning this hand into circles and lines. Circles and lines. This is all this hand ever was circles and lines. All right? So all this hand ever was circles and lines. Just like that. And now you have 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do one more set of hands just to end this video on a good note. On a good note, guys. We'll do a little funky hand design here. This one's gonna be doing this, and we'll be looking at it. If I can twist my hand like that, something like that. Okay, so let's do it. Here we go. Starting off with that basic pad again. Okay. So let's start off with that square. Okay. Let's give him a big thumb pad. All right. Let's give him where his wrist is gonna kind of come out that direction. Phenomenal. All right, now let's give him his fingers. We're gonna pick his fingers here. So we're gonna go joint there, joint there, joint there, and joint there. And then one finger is gonna go like this. The other finger like that. One finger like that. And one finger like that. So it's gonna be 4 fingers, and then the thumb is gonna be touching the other one. So let's go ahead. So again, building. Maybe I won't guide you through this one. Maybe you guys could just watch me draw this one and apply the same techniques we did for 1, 2, 3, 4, building cylinders, and just watch this one come to life. I'll stop talking now. Just watch. And there you guys have it. You guys have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, just with using some basic shapes like cylinders. That's your hands tutorial, guys. Thank you guys for watching. And don't forget, guys, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys want to see next. We're all doing this for you guys so that way we can teach, and you guys could also teach me as well. So don't forget to smash that subscribe button as well. We'll see you on the next one. Love, peace, and chicken grease. We're out.